Welcome into another beautiful evening in downtown Tulsa tonight, where we have Fresno in the house taking on the Tulsa Roughnecks on a Saturday night as we get set to close out the month of August here in USL Championship. Welcome in, everyone. I'm Jeremy Poplin. That is Dave Saunders as we get set to bring you coverage tonight. And Dave, the question that I have for you is momentum. It's what we talked about last Wednesday night, the last time that we saw the Roughnecks. Can the Roughnecks carry that momentum of a draw? Still looking for that first win since the end of April, but can they carry that momentum into tonight?
Well, quite simply, they have to, Pop, don't they? It was a hard-earned point, but, you know, Fresno are going to be a different opposition, but they quite simply need to take this momentum on now.
Fresno has been great the entire season. Only 2 losses so far on the road with 5 wins. They will be one of the tougher tests that we've seen so far this season here at 1-0 Field, and we'll highlight one of the key players for Fresno, and that is the former Tulsa Roughneck, who's continuing to amaze every step of the way in Fresno, and that's Juan Pablo Caffa.
Quite simply a master with the dead ball, free kick situations. He will pull the strings for Fresno just like he did for the Roughnecks. He is just a tremendous player.
And not only that, a great guy off the pitch as well. And let's highlight the Tulsa player. That's Toby Uzo. Someone that you question, maybe we might get to see him in the starting 11 tonight. It looks like that's going to be the case, but after scoring his 2nd goal in the season on Wednesday night, Dave, maybe he is the player that the Roughnecks are looking at providing that scoring punch.
Yeah, I think he is now. He came on and provided a bit of momentum, didn't he, and got the goal, opportunist goal, and I think he deserves a start tonight if indeed he gets that.
Fresno's trying to keep pace with Phoenix. Good luck with that, with the streak that Phoenix is on, but currently setting in 2nd in the table there in the West. And the Roughnecks, of course, still trying to stay out of the bottom there in the West, looking for all of that momentum moving forward into 2020 with the new ownership group with the Kraft family. It's great weather. Can't believe that we're still in the 80s here at the end of August here in the city of Tulsa, and we look forward to bringing it to you here tonight with 2 teams, one that has already got their playoff spot virtually locked up and another one looking to potentially play spoiler in the Tulsa side. When we come back, we'll have the starting 11 for you coming up next. Live from downtown Tulsa at 1-0 Field, I'm Jeremy Poplin. That's Dave Saunders. Don't go anywhere because the Tulsa Roughnecks are coming up next.
My name is Abigail Bailey. I was at my yearly checkup when I was 12, and we went and got x-rays, and she diagnosed me with scoliosis and that we needed surgery as soon as possible.
Tulsa Bone and Joint was very compassionate. They took their time with us. They answered questions. He was very encouraging.
Dr. Clark helped me see that there is life after spinal fusion. Just because your spine is fused doesn't mean that you can't do what you love to do.
I'm Chad Smith with Becco Contractors. As an employer, we're always worried about new employees coming to the job and not being aware of their surroundings and just not knowing what they're really doing because it's a new job site. So the partnership with Tulsa Tech has really helped us take that worry out of the equation. We know that they're fully trained and ready to go by the time they show up on the job.
How was school today?
Mrs. Smith, what are you doing?
Recycling.
You can't put plastic bags in the blue recycling cart, but you can recycle this milk jug. You can recycle stuff from all over the house.
You can recycle this empty box.
What about these hangers?
Just aluminum and steel cans, paper and cardboard, plastic bottles and jugs,
glass bottles and jars.
To learn more, check out TulsaRecycles.com.
Welcome back to downtown Tulsa at 1-0 Field, where this evening Fresno visits the Tulsa Roughnecks, and we'll take a look at the starting 11 for Fresno FC. And Dave, it doesn't get any better than Mr. C.J. Cochran, who is there in between the posts tonight. has not missed a minute so far, including him with Del Campo, who has not missed a minute so far on the season, but a pretty formidable lineup that we'll see tonight.
Formidable lineup, great goalkeeper Del Campo, a stalwart at the back, and then you go up through the team and you've got the likes of Chavez and of course Johnson, who is really good in this league, and Juan Pablo Caffa, who we know so well here from Roughnecks days.
And a look at the Tulsa side coming off of that 1-1 tie on Wednesday nights. See if they can carry some of that momentum over. And there's the goal scorer that we talked about in the pregame, Toby Uzo, who gets the start up top in this formation.
Yeah, he deserves it, doesn't he, Toby Uzo? He took it well, came on, gave a bit of impetus to the side as a sub on Wednesday night. Deserves his start, and welcome back as well to top goal scorer Rodrigo da Costa.
The Brazilian Arlen Prazeres also in the starting 11 tonight for the Roughnecks after he provided 84 minutes for them in his debut on Wednesday night. How did you feel about his debut?
Yeah, very, very good. Played on both wings, started off the game on the right, ended up the game on the left. He's a tricky player, likes to go round defenders, will produce some good balls into the box. I like the look of him and hope he has a good second game in a Roughnecks shirt today.
Roughnecks are 3 points in front of Tacoma there at the bottom of the table in the West. You see there's Sean Lewis, who had a great game on Wednesday night. And then to the Fresno side, as you see Michael Encian, the head coach there of the Roughnecks. Had to feel pretty good about more of an offensive lineup that we saw on Wednesday. At times we saw 4 that were technically playing in the striking position. And from the Fresno perspective, there are 3 teams in the West, Dave, that have clearly separated themselves from the rest. That would be Phoenix, who last checked 2 up already in the first 15 minutes against Colorado Springs. Then you've got this Fresno side with 47 points, then Reno with 44. So this is one of the top 3 teams in the West that are visiting Tulsa here tonight. Our officials, J.J. Belinsky, Seth Barton, Jack Ryan Feldman in the 4th was to be determined on our list. We'll get that for you coming up here in just a bit.
Yeah, make that 3 for Phoenix now in Colorado. So big night for Fresno. They will definitely want to come here for the 3 points against the struggling Roughnecks. Roughnecks, as you say, Pop, they've got that 3 points ahead of Tacoma down at the foot of the table. Coming off that 1-1 tie here we saw on Wednesday night, where it really was, as you say, an attacking lineup. And they'll be wanting to get something out of this game, but it won't be easy. And it won't be easy, for Fresno as well, because the pressure's on them. Here's a chance for the Roughnecks early on.
Saw the info there with Adam Smith, the coach for the Foxes. What a job that he has done here for them, putting them in a position to be one of the legit contenders out west.
Yeah, he's done well, hasn't he? Started his career at Walsall there in the Midlands in England. He's done extremely well, was an assistant at Sacramento.
That's the wall that gets tripped up right there at the edge of the circle. Kaffa with the quick, cheeky restart. Wall playing with his back to the goal there. Martin. Almost a giveaway there from Martin in front of Rodrigo da Costa. Finds its way back to Cochran. Roughnecks showing some signs here, and that causes an early turnover here in the opening moments.
Yeah, good pressure from the Roughnecks playing in their all-blue strip tonight, and they will have to pressure this Fresno team if they're going to get the ball for any length of time tonight.
Matt Rogers getting the start tonight at left back. Saw them there. Lifeless ball from him, but another turnover here towards midfield for the Roughnecks. Nice to see Rodrigo da Costa back for the Roughnecks, who was not listed even for the bench on Wednesday night. Good to see him back. Probably a much needed bit of rest. Here's Altamirano, or excuse me, as Prazeres
Ball was played centrally for him. It was a nice run. Was looking to that far side for the flag to go up. It stayed down the entire time, but easily handled there from Fresno.
Yeah, what you find with Brazeros, he will come in off the wings. He tried to there. We'll just come back to that in a moment.
Slotted towards the byline that's there. Hacked down by Malin Roberts. Not the best ball in the world from Casillas.
But that's what Brazeros will give you, and he felt he was clipped. I don't think there was any foul. There is a foul now for the Roughnecks, but Brazeros will give you that bit of life from the wings and up front as well.
See now on the replay, he tried to cut in behind the defender. That was Ellis Hayden. Nice little give there from Altamirano looking for Uzo. Uzo finds himself matched up with two defenders.
Yeah, he'll have pretty much Del Campo and Daly on him all night, won't he? Because the Roughnecks play that one up front, but they will be looking to get the likes of Altamirano and Brazeros and Da Costa.
The attempt at an amazing goal! The Roughnecks strike first! Or maybe a goal of the year candidate from Rodrigo Da Costa. Are you kidding me? That ball was kept alive inside the box. And Rodrigo should pose for as long as he wants. We might have just witnessed the goal of the year in USL.
Rodrigo Da Costa's 9th goal of the season, and definitely his best of those 9. And as you say, Pop, that is going to be shown on the USL forums, isn't it? Because look at this, hardly any room to work with. Here's the bicycle kick there. Couldn't have placed it any better to the right of Cochrane, who had no chance. And with not even 5 minutes gone, the Roughnecks have the lead.
The first touch with his chest to settle, and maybe we can go back and see more of the run of play on that, because I want to see who kept the ball alive that was able to find its way to Da Costa.
What a finish. Look at this. Controls on the chest. There's the bicycle kick. Cochrane, no chance there. That is a wonderful goal and a great start for the Roughnecks.
It was Brazeros. So the Brazilian making his impact known here, but the story of the night, Rodrigo Da Costa.
Well, I can't remember, Pop, a better goal than that. I mean, Altamirano scored a pretty good screamer here at One Oak earlier on in the season, but that for skill, my friend, is something you don't see every day on a soccer field, is it?
Number 9 on the year for Rodrigo, and more importantly, the Roughnecks find themselves in a position where they have an early lead.
Yes, they don't often take early leads, do they? So again, something for them to build on. This will be different territory for the Roughnecks now. You know, how do you protect this lead? Obviously, you'll want to go and get the second, but they've scored early. Can they settle things down and make Fresno come at them?
It has been on the thin side as far as scoring is concerned for the Roughnecks. Only twice since May 4th have they had a 2-goal game. And things starting off on the right foot tonight with the early goal. That's just the 25th goal allowed this season by Fresno. That was the second best in the conference coming into tonight. But a long way to go. It's a wayward cross attempt sent behind the net.
Yeah, as you said, they don't give up goals very easily, and I don't think they would have seen many like that with that piece of skill from Rodrigo Da Costa. And CJ Cochrane's been pretty hard to beat this season, and he, you know, feel a bit sorry for a goalkeeper that doesn't even get a touch of the ball. That has his first touch is to pick it out the back of the net. That was some skill.
This is a team that's also on a 4-game unbeaten streak away from home. Are the Foxes. To put the 25th goal in perspective for you, only 25 allowed for Fresno. Tulsa has allowed 25 since June 22nd. That's how difficult this group has been. Ball dumped into the channel, trying to run onto it. Sheldon does well to come away from it. Shove in the back. It's easy there against Del Campo.
Yeah, big night for Matt Sheldon again, isn't it? And also a big night as well, you'd say, for Matt Rogers, wearing their number 20 shirt, having to come in at left back. So the two Matts not started every game by any means, and big night for them.
Now, Rodrigo da Costa on his right hand just had to have his middle and index finger taped together. He was holding that hand after he scored the goal. I don't know whether that happened in the celebration. I would assume that it did. He did not show signs of that before. Hopefully he is okay, but you did just see there taping of those two fingers together.
Yeah, it could have happened when he did the bicycle kick, but he's gone in for a tackle then gone down on his hand again, so he's really up for this one tonight. I'm always amazed by the bicycle kick, because even to kind of have the confidence to even try it, Pop, you know, and then to execute it like he did is brilliant skill, isn't it?
But then you add on top of that the first touch is off of his chest. Roberts slots it perfectly for Rosares. Reyes will switch fields. Good look there, settled by Rogers, or excuse me, by Sheldon.
Big night for Reyes and Gonzalez, as we always say. You know, those two in the 4-2-3-1. They've got to sit in there. They've got to break up the play from the likes of Johnson and Kaffer in there.
I think those two might have, combo-wise, maybe played their best match on Wednesday night.
They did. They did. And it's, again, not been an easy position to play for the Roughnecks this season, but they really did play well. And absolutely right that Mike Ensign has put them in again to hold things together, the glue in the midfield.
I think Reyes was definitely as active as what we've seen him, but more importantly, I think that he was as accurate as we've seen him.
He was able to do that kind of unsung hero work. Offside there against Brazares, and linked up well with Gonzalez, but you're right, he threaded some good balls out to the likes of Brazares in that game on Wednesday night, and he's started off well inside this first 12 minutes tonight.
Do not let the size of Brazares fool you. He has been extremely good in the air in the two opportunities that we've seen him. He typically is first to the ball and uses his touch well. Hedrick took a pretty big fall. Looks like he's going to be up and okay.
Yeah, brave challenge there, because you could see that one coming from the left-hand side of him.
Long ball looking. Sheldon has it easily. Here's Altamirano.
The Roughnecks, you know, in Altamirano and Brazares have got two very tricky players on both wings tonight, and they'll be looking to help and feed in, you know, to Uzo, and then put in Rodrigo da Costa. You know, it's a good three, and then the one in front is for the Roughnecks tonight.
There's Kaffa, one of the league leaders in chances created at 48 coming into tonight. We know how dangerous that he is from virtually at any position on the field. Hand raised, curling ball in. Lewis has to go up into the air to retrieve it. He has it.
And applause from the goalkeeping coach, Donovan Ricketts, there, because that was a brave catch and a good catch, and that's exactly what you want if you're a central defender, you hear your goalkeeper behind you saying keeper's ball, and then a good confident catch, and then punch it up the field.
Ball played through. Gets past Cyprian Hedrick. Lewis has to come out. That one's just going to be pushed wide of the post, and the Roughnecks survive. A golden opportunity for Lawal, and just wide of the post.
Well, Lawal speed there, got him behind the defence. That is not something you want to see if you're Mike Ensign, the coach of Tulsa Roughnecks. We'll just see here, that is a beautiful run off the left shoulder of Cyprian Hedrick. Hedrick just got back and put him off Pop, just about, and he put it wide. Lawal sprinting back to his position quickly. Could have so easily been 1-1, couldn't it?
Lawal at times has proven to be one of the more dangerous attacking players in all of USL. Just narrowly missed making things level at 1. Fresno now starting to settle in here. You can see them taking more advantage of that space. Zares got to the ball first. Here's Ellis Hayden. His cross looking there. If it wasn't for Malin Roberts, who got a piece of that, he got up in the air. He had to, because if not, Chavez was going to be there for a chance on frame.
Yeah, good header from Malin Roberts. Didn't head it away, he just headed it up and over the top of his own head, but it was enough to put everybody off and avert the danger. But as you say, Bob, Fresno is starting to knock this ball around now and dominate the possession.
No secret to what they want to do. Wall chases down from behind from Sheldon. And that one will be in favor of the Roughnecks. Fans, you can continue to enjoy USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. USL is excited to announce that the championship in League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be home of all things USL, and at least 19 games a year featured on the ESPN family of networks. 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch watch your clubs on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Speaking of League One, Dave was up in Lansing this weekend and got to see where the Lansing Ignite play there at the stadium where the Lugnuts play.
Yeah, good club. If memory serves, as the ball was just overhit by Cavallero. I think they had 3 players, Lansing Ignite, in the team of the week.
Yeah,
didn't
big
they?
win for them as well over North Texas. Been in my travels to get to see this league and this game spread around different parts of the country. Quite nice as well. Very nice stadium and part of town. Right off of downtown. Good look from Reyes.
Wonderful skill and then a great ball.
Out wide, Altamirano cuts back to the inside, sets himself up with the left, tried to look for that far post there in the corner, skips off the top of the net, and a goal kick now for Fresno.
Well, you mentioned Brian Reyes earlier on in the commentary, the number 28 for the Tulsa Roughnecks in there with Manny Gonzalez, and that was a wonderful piece of skill first of all, and then a raking ball. And there's Altamirano here, gets on his left foot, just gets underneath it, ball on top of the net, but Reyes with a couple of really good balls from left to right.
Pinpoint accuracy.
Yes, very, very good. Juan Pablo Caffa-like.
Very much so. And there he is. Not much of an impact so far through the first 18.
Very fondly remembered here, though, for the Tulsa Roughnecks in 2017. Played 29 times, had 9 goals, 8 assists. Just
not only that, but one of the better guys off the pitch as well.
Wonderful guy. Yeah, always a smile. 34 years old now, coming up to 35 at the end of September. Still knocks the ball around. I'm sure very fond of him are the Fresno fans.
Juan qualifies as old man status now. Still plays the game with the joy of a teenager, though. There's an element of the Roughnecks game there, Dave. You saw trying to force that ball to Toby Uzo. He did such a great job in coming in as a sub with the goal on Wednesday night. A lot of that offense flowed through Toby, but I thought he was great at winning those balls in the air that were played to him and being able to hold things up. You saw there, that one didn't quite make it there, a little bit too much over the top of his head for that first look at him there, but that's one of those elements that he's really good at.
Yeah, he's, what is he, 6'2", 6'3", and he's a big lad that will enjoy a physical challenge, but he'll also hold the ball up. He is wearing the number 9. It's the good old-fashioned number 9 position. He will hold it up and bring in the midfield.
Good challenge there from Rogers. Working against Ellis Hayden. Throw in favor of Tulsa.
That's a good physical battle. I think they both had arms on each other. Throw in to the Roughnecks.
Matt Rogers, who you just saw throw that one in, played his college soccer here locally at Oral Roberts University. It's Altamirano who steps in front, takes a shot. The blast comes off of the keeper. Cochran did well to knock it down and then cleared out of the box.
Yeah, Altamirano there cropping up in the midfield, cropping up in the middle of the field as well, and hit a right foot shot, and it would have been swirling a little bit. We'll see on the replay. That's a fine save from Cochran here. You just see there, it's one of those knuckleballs, isn't it, that kind of swerves a bit in the air.
Sent out of play by Fresno.
I think Fresno have been a bit surprised in this first 20 minutes by the Roughnecks approach, Pop.
I think it's a combination of the type of goal that is scored, the nature in which, as far as minutes, you know, that quick strike to come on the road to a place where, let's be honest, Dave, most teams that come in here at One Oak just under the circumstances of the season expect to come in here and get 3 points.
Yeah, I think that's it, and that's kind of my point. I think they've been a bit surprised. That's a good ball into Uzo's feet. Been a bit surprised by the start from the Roughnecks here.
Well, I will admit as well with Marlon Prezeres, I've already seen him have an impact here this evening. He gives them a different look than what they've had in a number of months from an attacking standpoint.
Yeah, he certainly does. I alluded to it earlier. You put Altamirano on one wing and you put Prezeres on the other, and you've got two really good kind of old-fashioned wingers, if you like, who are not afraid to go past players. They're also not afraid to come in off the wing and come up centrally, and they're really good with DaCosta and Uzo, so it's a good front four for the Roughnecks.
Good run. Ellis Hayden keeps it alive. Still inside the 18, cutting in and then to the side of the net. It was a good look from Diego Casillas. Thought that he might try to hammer that one far post or look square.
I think credit Matt Rogers there, the number 20, the left back for the Roughnecks, as you were just talking about here. I think you'll see just at the end there, just a little bit of a nudge, you know, fair within the laws of the game. Just put him off a little bit.
Boy, Lawal, late run, but he made up some space and time with his quickness. Things from Fresno have been a bit shaky at the back. A couple of giveaways that we've seen. Oh, how about that ball that almost found its way through? A little combination there from the Roughnecks and their offensive third. Unfortunate for them. But yeah, we've seen several giveaways so far. not only from the back line, but through the midfield. And that might be adding to a bit of the frustration here through the first 24.
Yeah, I think, you know, long way to go in the game, of course. But I think frustration is the right word, I think, for Adam Smith and his men here tonight. Because I think, you know, the Roughnecks approach has been, as we said, slightly different. That'll be a free kick in the back of Casillas. And referee will have a word with Prazeres. But I think it's been a good approach from Mike Ensian's setup here tonight.
Probably the last warning that we will see here. I got to get on J.J. Belinsky's workout plan. Cut towards the byline. Header away, centrally played though, and Prazeres comes back.
And there's Reyes and Gonzalez just doing that unsung hero work again, winning the ball back. Okay, they belted it up the field, but it was deep in their own territory, and they did both work together there.
Casillas tried to give it back to him. Reyes. Now Casillas is upset there. He felt like that Reyes raked him in the back with the bottom of his cleats on purpose.
Yeah,
we'll get a look at it here.
Assistant just stepping in there. It was a strong challenge from
now from that angle, it looked like Reyes was trying to pick his right foot up over the top of him while he was down on the ground, and they just collided there. I don't think that there was malicious intent. DaCosta now fouled.
No, I don't think there was any malicious intent, and well done the AR for stepping in between them and just calming them down.
There's Toby Uzo doing exactly what he should. Altamirano couldn't get there in time, but Uzo holding up enough, waiting for the run to the outside. Here comes Fresno. Casillas, Ellis Hayden to the inside. Ball laid back from the wall. Here's Kaffa. Kaffa now. Ball kept on the ground. The wall tries to turn, slip it to the inside. Got to be careful with Chavez, the position that he was in.
It's noticeable as well that Casillas and Ellis Hayden down this right-hand side have linked up extremely well. Casillas just drifting inside, allowing the right back to really push on Ellis Hayden. They play with two high, almost like wing-backs. They're playing a back four tonight. I know they've been playing a back three, but Ellis Hayden and Martin have been able to push forward at will.
That's really an emphasis that we've seen in almost every ball through midfield on someone's foot. They're up and looking almost in our corner here for the combination of Ellis Hayden or Casillas.
Which gives, you know, Prazeres a little bit of a headache because he's a very attacking player, but he's got to come back and help Matt Rogers out, or Rogers, it'll be 2-on-1.
Almost dead center of the pitch here, just a few yards outside the center circle. Kaffa keeps it short. Ellis Hayden, head up. Ball played in towards the far post. Chavez is there. A header and a goal. Chavez has made things level in the 28th minute on a brilliant ball from Ellis Hayden. In the perfect position was number 9, and he headed it home past the keeper.
Well, two things to say. A wonderful assist from Ellis Hayden, as you quite rightly point out, my friend. What a great ball into the box that was. But also look at the movement here of Chavez in between the two centre-backs. He just rises up there and meets it full on the forehead, and no chance at all for Sean Lewis. 1-1.
No, a great ball put into the area, and that comes down to a case of who just wants it more. And they may not be done. Here's the wall. Kudimoto to the outside. Kaffa! That one just a few yards over the top of the bar.
Well, we know what Kaffa could do with that beautiful left foot of his, and he's right, I might add, but that one just over the top there. He is a dead ball specialist, but this one in open play, there's the goal, and that was just a beautiful ball from Ellis Hayden. I mean, you couldn't wish for better if you were a striker of the class of Chavez. Didn't have to move for that one.
So that's 5 goals in August for Chavez. Rodrigo DaCosta now, Altamirano, the shot! It slams off the side of the netting.
Well, this is such an open game now. I mean, I was just going to make the point that Roughnecks have to be careful because the Fresno tails are up, and then Altamirano goes up to the other end and hits the side netting. And now here come Fresno again. Don't take your eyes off this one. What a game of USL Championship soccer this is.
So coming into tonight, it was 4 goals in 3 games for Chavez, and add another one to his tally. And here he is one more time, and the flag is up.
Yeah, he's a decent striker, and really you'd say that was his. We'll have a look at the chance here for Altamirano. He just well, he struck it well, didn't he? But into the side netting. But just coming back to Chavez, I mean, that was his first chance at the game, Pop, and he takes it, and that's what a good striker will do.
Tune in to ESPN3 on September 11th for an electrifying edition of Wednesday Night Soccer. Phoenix Rising FC heads to Las Vegas to meet the lights in action-packed Western Conference showdown. See it all September 11th during Wednesday Night Soccer on ESPN3.
Yeah, Phoenix Rising halftime, winning 3-0 in Colorado tonight. They're just a machine, aren't they, at the moment? Roughnecks held them pretty well back in July here. That's a good ball over the top. But it was Phoenix who came out with just that single goal, wasn't it? The 1-0 win here.
Time for Reyes. Kind of dumps it in between the two strikers for Tulsa. Alan Roberts doing his best with Lawal. Kaffa now.
Noticeable to me as well, Pop, that just after the Chavez goal, Juan Pablo Kaffa just ran over to Adam Smith, his coach, and they were deep in conversation and finding a way to, dominate this game with possession, which they are, by the way, by 60-40.
Well, Kaffa's virtually like having another coach that's out there on the pitch. Quite a staff that Adam Smith has put together with Robert Earnshaw, who I know that you are familiar with.
Yeah.
And we were looking at the quite the impressive trivia question, which we'll get to here in a bit, that involves Robert Earnshaw. Sheldon has to be very careful of Jamal Johnson. 7 goals on the season for Johnson. Chavez, that one was good from 35 and well between the uprights. So here's this little stat that we were looking at. Earnshaw is the only player to record a hat trick in every professional league in England, including the FA Cup and League Cup, and for his country at the international level. That's Robert Earnshaw, one of the assistant coaches for the Foxes.
Yeah, anybody who knows soccer like I do from England will know Robert Earnshaw. He's actually Welsh international, retired now, but out here as assistant to Adam Smith, and scored those hat tricks. It's a great trivia question, isn't it? All into the box there.
There's Uzo. Can he get there in time? Well done from the defender to shield him off of that. And then a foul.
Robert Enshaw also scored on his international debut for Wales in a 1-0 win over Germany. So
wow.
Pretty good striker. Not the tallest, I think 5'6", 5'7". Scored a hat-trick in the Premiership for West Bromwich Albion. And then, as you said, he's done it in all the other leagues as well. So that's a pretty good record, and that will take some doing to beat that.
Watch this defending from Del Campo. Just enough. Got to do what you got to do. Sacrifice yourself. Took a little bit of shot there in the back of the head.
Yeah, Del Campo, we said he's, well, the referee's having a word with Uzo, but Del Campo and Cochran, the goalkeeper, have played the most minutes for Fresno. Del Campo got that winner, didn't he, against Colorado a week ago?
He did.
In the 90th minute, so he was pretty pleased to get that one. Obviously give him a couple of extra points.
Uzo there gets a little chat from Mr. Belinsky.
Good physical battle though, Pop, isn't it? That one. Uzo won't mind that.
Uzo won't mind, and Del Campo's maybe one of the few defenders in the league that can match him size for size. If you're Michael Encian, Dave, it seems that over the past, can't call it 2+ matches, but you can say one full match on Wednesday and the majority of the first half here. I think this probably was more of the vision that he had for 2019 with how his team is currently playing.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely spot on. We'll just come back to the play and then we'll...
The Wall still able to keep possession of it.
I mean, I'll make the point again, you know, with Prazares and Altamirano and then with Rodrigo da Costa, who I think, if anything, in this first half, he would like to see more on the ball. Obviously, he's scored a tremendous goal, but he hasn't had the ball to his feet like he would have wanted to, pulling some strings in this game. But, you know, you've got your two wide wingers in the 4-2-3-1. Plus you've got your big number 9, and that's really what I think Mike Encian has been trying to do. He's shuffled the pack. It's obviously, you know, everybody knows now the Roughnecks haven't won since April, and you know, but this is more like it, isn't it? This is what he wanted to see. So you're spot on.
'37th minute. Johnson.
Johnson's had some English League experience as well. Started his career with Blackburn Rovers in the Premiership as well.
He is 2 goals away from 50 in his career. 7 goals for him on the season.
You know, again, if you look at the impressive Chavez and Lawal up front, they're quickly joined by the likes of Juan Pablo Caffa, the aforementioned Johnson, who's very dangerous on that left-hand side, Castillas on the right. You know, it's a very attacking lineup for them as well, which is making for a very good game, isn't it?
Altamirano, maybe one too many touches, had it knocked away from him. Flag is up.
Yeah, Lawal coming back from to get the ball from an offside position. It's always one of those strange ones when everybody looks around at the AR, but it was an offside, and obviously it'll have to be played from the Roughnecks half. That was interesting.
Prazares, good ball from him to the corner. First touch ball from Altamirano, settled. Da Costa looking for second bit of magic.
That would have been a different goal, wouldn't it? But great ball again in from Altamirano, but just Uzo beaten by the physical presence of Daly. I'm liking Manny Gonzalez's play tonight. Unsung hero again, just breaks the play up, goes through a lot of unnoticed work, but him and Reyes have done pretty well in the midfield.
Here's Reyes. Physical player is Reyes. Tough to take off of the ball. Sean Lewis. Settled by Del Campo.
It's a difference in formations, isn't it, between these two teams tonight? You know, Kafa's almost got a free roll. He does sit in alongside. Here he is on the ball, Kurimoto. Kurimoto is the real sort of holding midfield player. But it's a very fluid formation. They're a good side, Fresno, and that's, you know, no mistaking that they are second in the league.
Does seem tonight, though, that at least from our experience, that Kafa has held a little bit more this evening than what we're used to.
Yes, when he was a Roughneck player, he played in that number 10 position, but as you just flicking the ball out to the left-hand side there, he's more sort of alongside Kurimoto, isn't he?
Looking for Chavez again. Came into tonight. Los Oros had 3 players with 7 goals that were in the lead, and now Chavez with his 8. Lawal and Johnson have 7 apiece. There's Juan Pablo. Speaking of goals, Rodrigo da Costa with his 9th on the season. There have been moments, extremely bright spots for the Roughnecks, even if the results haven't necessarily been what they expected here in 2019, and Rodrigo da Costa would be one of those. Luca Lobo and the hot start that he had, setting on 7 goals currently. There have been moments, Dave. Yeah,
no, they have. And, you know, obviously results haven't gone for them sometimes. They've taken a few beatings, haven't they? You know, 4s and 5s. And they haven't, you know, scored 2 goals too many times, as you alluded to. But as you say, I'm ever the optimist. You've always got to look for positives. And, you know, I'll say again, you know, Reyes and that man on the ball now, Manny Gonzalez, you know, they don't score goals, they don't do assists, but they've been good for me in the midfield. So, yeah, you got to look for pluses always.
Ellis Hayden, Kafa through the center circle. Out wide on the pitch, good vision from him. Casillas. Curling towards the back post. Chavez keeps it alive, looking for Lawal, but Cyprian Hedrick dove in.
Yeah, that was tremendous bravery from Cyprian Hedrick. He just had to do that. But again, what a ball from Kafa to start the move. And then Casillas with a great cross. And you thought, here we go again with Chavez. But in steps Captain Hedrick. Fresno really starting to dominate this game now, aren't they? Control of the football. Well, the Roughnecks are really digging in and working hard, aren't they? They aren't going to get the majority of the possession tonight.
Johnson's attempt deflected off of Hedrick. Kafa, diving header from the captain, sends it out of play. Throw in now for Fresno. Quickly they want to go. See here on the replay, this Casillas ball kept alive, and then Hedrick.
Chavez gets up well, doesn't he? He got up well for the goal, that he got up well there again.
Casillas just kind of parked himself there in between Altamirano. Finds DaCosta. Sheldon. Casillas went down. More importantly, Kaffa was looking for a better ball than that from Ellis Hayden. Fresno turned away here in the 44th.
It's an easy thing for me to say from up here, Pop, but you know, one thing that I'm sure Mike Ensign in an ideal world would like is more Rodrigo DaCosta touches on the football. I don't think he's been in the half as much as he would like to. I'll say again, he scored that fantastic goal, what, in 4.5 minutes in. And he's had one slice shot, but he needs to be dictating the play in the midfield. And it's hard against a good side like Fresno. But
after 15, he has not had that many touches.
Right, right. And he needs to be more on the ball.
Ball received from Ellis Hayden. Cuts to the inside. Brilliant ball played there, and the wall just couldn't get enough of a touch on it. She had Sheldon kind of draped on him there for a minute. I think it was just enough to kind of push him off of balance.
1 minute to be added on at the end of this first half. It's been a good half. If you're a neutral tuning into this broadcast, I hope you're enjoying the game. It's been good. And obviously, if you're a Fresno fan, you're hoping that you're going to take the 3 points away from here. If you're a Roughnecks fan, you're pleased with the way that they've dug in and making it hard for the Californian side here.
Here's DaCosta. DaCosta trying to create that contact and sell it inside the box. Fresno comes away with it. Casillas. He's going to get there in time. Creates a throw in, and that will do it for the first half. As we have come to the end, and we'll see this one last effort here.
Yeah, that's good refereeing. I mean, he went down too easy. DaCosta, but you know, the build-up from DaCosta was good. He's trying to make the point to the AR there was an arm out, but I don't think Rodrigo DaCosta will get a penalty kick for that.
A for pleading his case, though, and A for effort in that essence, because he continues on. We're tied up at 1 here at half with Fresno and Tulsa. When we come back, we'll have the halftime stats for you and also some first half highlights as Michael Ensign walks off the field with what has to be a pretty good feeling. Right now tied up with the number 2 team in the West. We'll be back to downtown Tulsa at One Oak Field after this.
My name's Sean Riley. I'm a practicing chiropractor in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've been fortunate to practice for 19 years, owner-operator of the integrated facility Tulsa Spine and Rehab. This is what sets us apart at Tulsa Spine and Rehab. Integrated care. We have multiple different providers providing multiple different options for multiple different types of conditions. We have a concise treatment plan. What that means is it's not going to be open-ended. We're going to make specific recommendations. We're going to get you feeling better as quickly as we possibly can. And lastly, we're going to get you, the patient, on board with your treatment. What that means is we want to get you involved. We want to get you doing home exercise. We want you modifying activity. And what that means is we're going to try to keep you out of this office. Ultimately, we want to get you moving.
My name is Abigail Bailey. I was at my yearly checkup when I was 12, and we went and got x-rays, and she diagnosed me with scoliosis and that we needed surgery as soon as possible.
Tulsa Bone and Joint was very compassionate. They took their time with us. They answered questions. He was very encouraging.
Dr. Clark helped me see that there is life after spinal fusion. Just because your spine is fused doesn't mean that you can't do what you love to do.
I'm Chad Smith with Becco Contractors. As an employer, we're always worried about new employees coming to the job and not being aware of their surroundings and just not knowing what they're really doing because it's a new job site. So the partnership with Tulsa Tech has really helped us take that worry out of the equation. We know that they're fully trained and ready to go by the time they show up on the job.
What does it take to be a champion? Skill, strength, vision, an unrelenting desire to prove your worth week in, week out. An army of fans behind you screaming your name. And sometimes just a bit of luck. For 631 games over the course of the next 9 months, 22 players will step on the field to answer the question, why will it be you and not them? And of 36 teams, from the champions of yesterday to the challengers of tomorrow, only one will be right.
Powers delivery. Throws it out! The beauty! 150 the captain. Garcia flicks it in there, back of the net.
Trying to find Chang. Does the volley, and that one batted out.
Into the penalty area. Rito, near post finish.
What a goal!
They have this long win streak going, but it's because they're taking care of opportunities as this strike goes up and in.
How about Ferris? How good is this?
Whistled all the way across, headed on frame, tipped over the bar and cleared out by Levine.
Here's Johnson. Saw the goal momentarily. Shot taken by Poco! Scored! He's got the brace!
Lifted save by Lorendi. Cuts it back. Fires a shot, trickles on and in. Charlie Dennis back the other way, down the right flank, takes it himself.
Slides it into the 18. That ball's touched into the back of the net. And no room to turn, but Bergen! What a strike!
But here's Joe Gallardo now coming forward. Gallardo still on the ball. Gallardo takes a shot, it's pushed away.
Ball is loose inside the 18. Moshabani comes over, shot, stop made by Aviles. Silva will have a hit! Oh, good save by Madu. From the moment he left his boot, it looked destined for goal. Alma N4 hesitates, fires, and finds the back of the net.
Living together has been, it's been good so far, I think.
Yeah, it's been off to a good start. He's got me ready for what Tulsa is all about, and yeah, I'm happy to be here, and I want to thank Milan for welcoming me to Tulsa and his home.
Big lunch and sleep.
Yeah, we're gonna sleep. It's quite warm when we train, and so we give it our all in training.
Yeah, and then we just kind of have to dry down and recover a little bit. Usually I like a lot of protein, eggs, spinach, some bread, some carbs, yogurt if possible, chocolate milk or just regular milk, and some fruits or some vegetables.
For me, I enjoy a tuna sandwich. Tuna sandwich, some type of soup. I prefer tomato basil or clam chowder. And I'm not perfect, so
everything is what? What's the O word? Organic. In terms of the dishes, I don't think we will ever have a problem because he is very, very OCD. I'm a little bit OCD, but I think he's more OCD than me. He's definitely more OCD than me. We don't even have any like drops of water by the sink. There are no dirty dish. Everybody kind of takes care of them.
Hey guys, we'd love to have your support on the 28th.
Yes, and I think also again Saturday the 31st. 2 home games back to back.
Go Roughnecks!
Hi Roughnecks fans, stop by and see our awesome team at the 21st and Yale location. We have your free Roughnecks shirts, the latest phones, and we offer Amazon Prime free on select plans. Come and see us.
All right, welcome back to One Oak Field in downtown Tulsa tonight, where the Roughnecks and also Fresno tied up at 1, and some of the storylines here locally. And we'll start with the Roughnecks' new ownership group. That is J.W. Ryan and Kyle Kraft. The announcement was made earlier this month that had been in the works now since late July, and the first thing that they mentioned, they want to hear from this fan base, and there are several ways for you to be able to reach out and do that. And they are making their presence known within this community, and they want to know what is important to you, the fans, as they enter into this next phase of Roughnecks soccer here in the city of Tulsa. Also, the USL new rights agreement with ESPN and ESPN Plus. ESPN and USL are going to enter its 5th full year in 2020 as the league celebrates its 10th anniversary, and they're going to be available through 2022 there on ESPN and ESPN Plus, and this means 18 regular season games from the championship will air on ESPN2, ESPN News, ESPNU, and also ESPN Deportes. And what a platform that is to be able to celebrate soccer. And Juan Pablo Caffa back here tonight, the former Roughnecks star, playing for Fresno, and we've seen him so far through the first 45 here this evening. All right. From there, let's move on to the team of the week in the championship, and former Roughneck player Stephen Miller making another appearance this season. They're from North Carolina. Also, you can see Pirano, who is the not only just in team of the week, but player of the week. I believe it's the second time so far in the last 3 weeks that he has been included on the team of the week for week 26. Del Campo there with that game winner that we saw against Colorado Springs. We've seen him so far here this evening, and there he is, Christian Pirano, Dave, with San Antonio. And San Antonio is a side that could be sneaky good heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, they could. They've taken a little time to warm up this season, but with the likes of Pirano there, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
And here is League One. And you'll notice the first player that there is Peto. Now, Peto is the player of the week. Mexican forward scored a pair of goals as the Ignite FC took a 4-1 victory over North Texas SC there at Cooley Law Stadium last Thursday night. And here he is there. And like I said, I was up in Lansing over the weekend, got to see where the Ignite play. Nice little park there for Lansing.
And 3 players in the team of the week, so they're doing everything in the right way.
Absolutely. We'll take a look at some of the out-of-town scores. Boy, look at Loudon over North Carolina, 4-0. Nashville with the 2-1 win today over Tampa. You've got Phoenix there, the 3-0 lead over Colorado, and then the late games tonight. Los Dos and Sacramento, and Reno, the 3rd place team here in the West, taking on Portland Timbers 2. Standings in the East. Red Bulls 53 points, followed there by Tampa at 49 and Nashville at 48. That was a tough one with North Carolina tonight. There you see them currently in 6th, trailing 4-0.
Yeah, just 3 points separating 6th to 2nd there, so everything to play for. And as you say, North Carolina take a bit of a beating. Now we move on to the league that the Roughnecks and Fresno play, and you can see Fresno there tailing off Phoenix Rising, who are just having such an amazing season, 59 points, and on they go with an hour played, and they're 3-0 up. And OKC slipping in there unnoticed, really, into 4th place, so all to play for them as well.
Orange County right now currently sitting there in the final spot, but how tight that is, they're closing it out. A couple of stats from the first half. Possession, which we'll get for you in just a second.
I think it's about 62 to 38. You know, it's definitely been Fresno's half, hasn't it, in terms of possession, Pop. They, you know, had a little bit of a scare as we get ready for the second half with the early DaCosta goal, but then they've really dominated the possession. The likes of Juan Pablo Caffa now finding space on the field, and they are dominating possession, 62%.
Yeah, 8 shots apiece for each side. 3 of those from Tulsa have been on frame. Only 1 for Fresno, and that was the goal.
It's a big half, isn't it, for both teams for different reasons. The Roughnecks, you know, playing for pride. They want to win here at One Oak. And Fresno, who are in 2nd, you know, they've got a mountain to climb to catch Phoenix. but they'll want to go away with all 3 points. Big half, this one.
And underway we go. Here's Uzo with the early look. DaCosta looking for the brilliant ball. Running onto it is Marlon Perez, and he scores. And the Roughnecks strike early in the second half. And the first goal in the history for Marlon Perez. And he dances. The Brazilian has found a way to put Tulsa in front, 2-1.
Well, Pop, that's one of the biggest cheers I've heard for a long time at 1-0. That is a popular goal for Braziras. It's just his second game, and he really, he plays on the wings, but that one, he came up through the middle. That's a real great thing for the Roughnecks tonight to get that second goal. They haven't even scored 2 goals too many times, as we alluded to in the first half commentary, and now Fresno again have to come from behind. I think that's a little bit of where the Fresno defense still in the locker room from half-time.
Braziras has been dangerous and shown signs of being dangerous. Not only on Wednesday night, but here as well. And we had mentioned briefly about how just his presence seemingly makes them a much better attacking team than what we've seen over the past several months.
He's certainly given them something different, hasn't he? You saw it on Wednesday night. Here's Fresno.
Boy, 2 Roughnecks defenders sliding into each other. Ball popped up briefly, but Lewis has it.
Fresno have made a couple of changes, Pop, haven't they, at half-time?
Credit DaCosta with the assist as well.
Yeah, Johnson and Lewalk have come off at half-time, and they brought in Jackson and Cheney, shuffling things up, and those two, well, they've seen their side go behind without even touching the ball, to be honest.
Almost linking up with Braziras again. Foul here in the center circle. Fresno wastes no time whatsoever.
Just looking at the stats here for the Roughnecks, the last time they scored 2, it was in a losing cause, 3-2, June the 1st. You're right, at Austin Bold, and at home to Austin Bold.
Shot attempts, and this will be a corner. Haven't had many corners tonight.
Pereira with the shot there, wasn't it? The substitute wearing 7. And as you say, not many corners. Juan Pablo Cofe goes away to the left-hand side. This will be an outswinger with that beautiful left foot of his. Referee having a word with a Roughnecks player. I think it's Reyes. Got to be careful, Reyes. He's had a couple of talkings to now.
Ball from Cofe in the perfect position, just could not get ahead on it.
Yeah, De Campo was in there again, wasn't he? Looking to head in like he did in the 90th minute against Colorado at home.
So was Cheney. Cheney just narrowly missed it.
Great ball in from Juan Pablo Cofe.
Good defending from Sheldon Casillas. Braziras on a dead run. Out wide has Rodrigo DaCosta. Finds Prazeres one more time. The Brazilian thought that might have come off of the defender, but they will point in the direction of a goal kick. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com.
And Pop, we were saying that before tonight, only 24 goals conceded. You have to go back to June the 21st for Fresno's 3-2 victory over San Antonio. The last time they conceded 2 in a game. So this is different territory for Fresno. And, you know, they're in that second place. And it starts to get a little bit nervy.
Yeah, you brought up that game for the Roughnecks on June 1st. You had to go all the way back to May 4th versus Reno for their other multi-goal game.
Player down there, Roughnecks player, I think just got trodden on, maybe accidentally there. I think apologies all round. Just trying to see who it is.
I think it's Alta Moreno.
Alta Moreno, yeah, you're right. Wearing the 11 shirt.
Yeah, he's rubbing the outside of that leg. I think he did get stepped on. We'll see here.
Well, Ellis Hayden just lost control of the ball there. There's no malicious intent at all. He's very apologetic there. It's not been that kind of game, has it?
No, he did. He just lost control of it, and it looked like his boot just kind of scraped over the top of Altamirano's leg, and then almost stepping on him. Saw him there being very apologetic.
No, I was just talking about different territory for Fresno. What about this for the Roughnecks? I mean, they haven't been up like this for a long time, and you know they'll be wanting the clock to tick down for a third goal. Mike Ensign will be saying for the Roughnecks, but a long way to go, of course. But you know they haven't seen much in the ways of victories, have they? As everybody knows, so big 40-odd minutes for the Roughnecks now.
No, they have not been in a position where to me, you go back to July 6th as Altamirano's up, hobbling a bit. July 6th at Portland up at Providence, when they had victory taken away from them with a penalty that was called in stoppage time at about the 95th minute. And that was the last time that you really felt like that late in a game that they were on the verge of being able to come away with a victory. So yes, there are multiple elements at play in this game on both sides.
And I think Mike Ensign's substitutions are going to be crucial tonight as well, if indeed he wants to make any at all. To me, I don't know if Da Costa is just not in the game enough. I mean, obviously he's a class player. And as I said, at the end of the first half, you want him on the ball a little bit more, dictating the play.
Casillas with the shot towards the near post, and Sean Lewis is there to knock it away.
Great save, Sean Lewis. Goalkeeper hadn't had a lot to do. He had one great catch in the first half. Okay, he's been beaten with a strong header that he couldn't have done anything about. But your man there wearing all blue in the frame there, you'll see as Casillas comes onto his right foot, hits a good shot, may have been going wide, but goalkeepers don't take a chance when it's that close.
And his hair still looks great.
Which is all important, of course. Yeah, that header just wide, but De Campo was adjudged to have fouled, I think. Or somebody was. He's saying, was it me, I think.
Can we get a look at that hair? I mean, that is hair to be envious of from Sean Lewis.
I'm envious of any.
Yes, look at that. See? Perfectly coiffed.
Very important for the modern day soccer player.
Oh, great ball. Plenty of time. Poor effort.
Yeah, his delivery for the goal in the first half was tremendous, Ellis Hayden, but that one overhit.
I feel like that the modern football player's hair could be a very nice added element to the ESPN Plus platform. You know, you take a good 10 or 15 minutes to go through, you could go through the Premiership, you could go through USL, find the best hair.
Team of the week with the best hair. You'd have to say the Roughnecks goalkeeper would probably be in the team of the week.
Got to be up there. Casillas has space, finally closed down. Tried the square ball, had it knocked away. Now Docampo.
Interesting for me that Casillas is playing now on the left-hand side, whereas in the first half he was on the right.
Uzo with some pressure. Cochran sends it out of play, but that's the type of pressure that creates turnovers, and Roughnecks will now have a throw in.
Yeah, Uzo's working really, really hard for the cause. Up there on his own. Never easy in the modern game to be up there on your own.
2 goals scored on the season by Uzo. That was off Kurimoto. Chavez, Kafa. Out wide, Ellis Hayden runs onto it. Rogers not allowing him any step around him.
Certainly something that Adam Smith, we'll get a Roughnecks subbed in a minute, but Adam Smith's team, they certainly get Ellis Hayden and Martin, the left and right backs, quickly forward, very, very quickly to join the attacks. So we're going to see a change for the Roughnecks.
This is Altamirano, whose night is finished. And this is another new piece that has been added to the Roughnecks as of late, who I think both of us were very impressed with. It was Punin Gzmzt39UOiM.
Yeah, it's I'm hesitant to say like for like, but I'm sure you take my point. Altamirano and Gzmzt39UOiM are both sort of wingers. And, you know, I'm wondering whether Altamirano just ran out of steam or whether, you know, that knock he got on his leg maybe. But Gzmzt39UOiM is certainly a good player, and we're going to see a similar thing from him than we got from Altamirano.
But Mintza's a little bit of a change of pace, and that's not saying that Altamirano is not speedy. But I think it's even taken to a different level that we saw at least on Wednesday night. I thought he had, quite frankly, at the time, which was a better debut than even what we saw from Rosales.
Yeah, he had a very impressive go, and I think the only reason why he's on the bench tonight is probably, you know, what, a couple of games, you know, in 4 days, just needed to be on the bench. But we'll see what impact he has now with his team leading by 2-1.
Native of Ghana, also comes to us from FC Vizela in Portugal. Herrera came out of there lightning quick. It's like Michael Encian will be looking for another change. Next opportunity. There is a foul. Hedrick is upset about that one. Chavez gave him a little push there at the end. And this will be Manny Gonzalez. See here. Calvin Resende.
Interesting one for me, this one. Manny Gonzalez, I think, has done extremely well.
I don't think Gonzalez was too happy with this, judging by his reaction.
No, I mean, he's broken up the play pretty well. He's been in there with Reyes. You know, he's played for an hour. And Mike Ensian makes the change. And the home fans, I don't think, have seen this lad play, have they, Resende?
Yeah, Resende has been in there. He was on the trade.
But I think he's played all his games away from One Oak Field, if I'm not mistaken.
The shot that's there, and that one slides over the top of the crossbar. It was on target, but just a bit too high.
Yeah, we've seen better on this very surface from the great man, haven't we? Seen a few goals from him from dead ball situations.
But even that one just looks effortless from the reverse angle.
Toby Uzo's given away a few free kicks. He's battling for the ball, and the referee's saying, you know, you've had a few now.
Yeah, that one was a bit much.
So I think maybe he's saying, you know, no more. There you go, no more, or you're going to be going into my notebook. But a little bit late there, a clumsy challenge, wasn't it?
All the way across the back now with Daly. Herrera comes back to him, finds themselves on, and that one into the side netting. Ellis Hayden had a chance, and they're going to say it was actually touched by a Tulsa player, so a corner coming up. We'll see who it came off of.
Yeah, you look at Ellis Hayden here, and they're really annoyed with him in the middle. You look at Chavez on the far post here. He just wanted it pulled back. There he is, look, and now he's going to turn around and say, why didn't you give me a tap in there? Here's the corner.
Yeah, Cheney was there. Sent skyward. Some of the kids there on the berm retrieving the ball.
Yeah, I think they thought it was baseball and they could keep the ball for a moment there. But I think going back to that Ellis Hayden cross, he just needed to pull it back there, and he kind of went for glory a little bit.
Quickly to the opposite end, Uzo trying to work with Del Campo. Resende keeps it alive. Mensah has some help if he wants it. Reyes went sliding off of the pitch, holding that area that's there. We've got actually two Roughneck players that are down.
Yeah, Prazeres is down as well, holding his right knee. I think it's the side of his right knee.
So Reyes is up. Prazeres is not. There he is. He's going to hop up. Looks like he's holding that right ankle area. Try to stretch it out. like he's going to be okay to continue.
Well, 25 minutes left in this one. And the Roughnecks have this slender lead. Big 25 minutes for both teams.
Costa was waiting. Has it now. Be a throw in for Tulsa. Don't forget, you can continue to enjoy USL on ESPN through the 2020 season. Excited to announce that the championship in League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of USL Championship and League One. 19 games a year featured on the ESPN family of networks as well, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. You can continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus. DaCosta, brilliant ball, Mensah. Too many defenders to sneak that one through. They're on the run. Cochran has it. Plucked it off the top of the grass.
Well, what the Roughnecks would give now for a 3rd goal. I mean, it's, you know, still a very, very slender lead, isn't it? And, you know, team like Fresno, any time, you know, on the attack, trying to dominate possession again. Still, they've had the lion's share of possession.
They've had the lion's share, but over the last 10 minutes or so, that hasn't necessarily been the case. You've seen the Roughnecks have much more of the ball. Rosaris.
Yeah, Roughnecks have had the better of the attacks.
Whoa.
That's a great piece of skill.
Look at that. Right past Casillas. And then give it back to Resende. On the run. Two players got tangled up right at the edge of the 18.
I think his right leg's okay now, isn't it?
It looks okay after that. Maybe we can have a look at that in a moment. Work from DaCosta. Mensah made some room for himself. Good ball in. Zaris Uzo. Diagonal run from the 10.
Good play. Uzo just slipping Prazeres in there. Look at this. Well, you just need some confidence even to try that, don't you? So, well done to him. Long throw coming up again from Sheldon.
Uzo got to it first. Tough there with the defenders draped over him.
Well, I'll say it again. It's, you know, with the substitutes waiting for the Roughnecks, well, they got 1 left. You know, it's a big call now for Mike Ensign. Does he go with this 11, or does he make another change? Uzo's worked hard up front.
I think that's an interesting point, because it feels like Michael Ensign went to it a little bit earlier tonight than what we typically see. A handful of minutes. Play on, says the referee.
Well, Matt Rogers felt he was really hauled back right in front of the AR. He's annoyed with the AR, nothing doing, and thankfully from the Roughnecks point of view, nothing doing for Fresno in front of goal. You just wonder whether, you know, AJ Ajekpa would come on maybe up front and cause a few problems and try and get that 3rd goal. He's got a few options.
Then again, it's hard to complain with what we've seen so far from the switches that have been made. Resende's a completely different type of player than what we've seen from Manny. He's had his fair share of the ball here since he came on. Edric tripped up from behind.
Edric and Roberts, of course, at the heart of the defence. A really big 20 minutes now. They don't want to make a mistake. to let Fresno back in. They want to keep Sean Lewis from having to do too much as well. That's good defending from Daly there, just holding his ground, making sure that Uzo knew he was there. Ball sails over Uzo's head, harmlessly away for a goal kick.
ESPN3 on September 11th. It's another edition of Wednesday Night Soccer. Braceras, that will be a corner.
Well, Braceras looks dangerous every time he gets in and around the box, doesn't he? And another chance there, just came off the defender. Corner to the Roughnecks. You see the replay here. Doesn't have a lot of room to work with here. There's a good ball in from Da Costa, and it comes off the defender, or he would have looped that over the keeper's head.
By the way, that game on September 11th will be Phoenix Rising heading to Las Vegas to meet the lights in action-packed Wednesday Western Conference Showdown. September 11th during Wednesday Night Soccer on ESPN3. Rodrigo Da Costa, Cochran, first to it. Sheldon just annihilated the edge of the box. And our first player into the books tonight.
Yeah, Chavez there with an untidy challenge. You were talking about the game on September the 11th with Phoenix Rising. I can confirm they have won 3-0. All the goals in the first half against Colorado Springs Switchbacks. So their amazing streak continues, doesn't it?
It's pretty remarkable what they've accomplished. And yet their fans have seen them go on some pretty big runs before. Now they have been bitten at times by the injury bug by the time the playoffs have run around, and Phoenix's sights are set on something much, much bigger than just a Western championship. Headed away by Daly.
Good ball in, wasn't it? But good defensive play by Daly.
Martin hacks down, and he'll go into the books.
More frustration for Fresno and their coach, Alan Smith, who looks on over there. Just wondering how his team are going to get back into this one. Here's the Martin foul. Brave header from Braceras, and then Martin, should we say, went low and kicked him in the knee. And Braceras is in a little bit of discomfort here. Will need some treatment. There's the man who's just gone into the referee's notebook, Martin.
Possession rate still hovering around 61% for Fresno. Hope that Marlin is okay and will be able to continue.
I think from the Fresno point of view, everything's got a little bit untidy, hasn't it? There's been a couple of yellow cards, a couple of fouls, but that is because of the way the Roughnecks are playing, and you've got to compliment the Roughnecks. You know, second from bottom of the league, without a win for a very long time. They really have played well tonight, and they've taken the game, especially in the second half, to Fresno and kind of pinned them back a little bit. So Fresno will look for anything now to come away from One Oak with something. Roughnecks desperate now for the clock to run down and see out this last 15, 16 minutes plus the injury time.
You see there Mr. Smith walking up and down the bench area here. Herrera. The Roughnecks midfield there one more time.
Yeah, Reyes again has done extremely well. Manny Gonzalez has been substituted, did his bit. Reyes has done his bit as well. Looked like a foul, and is.
And that was just from the guilty party, Martin.
Got to be careful. Prazeres is now looking to see whether he can come off the field, and I think his coach is going to say, you stay on there, Matt. You'll just see the foul here. I'm sure Mike Ensign would be desperate for him to stay on. I think he's kind of waved it away and said, come on, we need you.
Jakwa is up, though, with some movement. Contact there with Costa and the defender Del Campo.
Yeah, I think it was a case of both just fell into each other.
The ball towards the corner and the flag is up.
Good line held by Cyprian Hedrick and his men back there. Trying to squeeze out the play a little bit.
Good vision from Juan Pablo.
Prazeres is down. Yeah, Prazeres down again. Juan Pablo Café cannot believe it. But I think, to be fair, if Prazeres is injured, and I'm sure the referee's got the watch stopped anyway. There he is, just telling Juan Pablo Café that he is stopping the clock.
I think Juan's looking over at the Roughnecks bench and is basically telling them that they should get a sub up and get ready.
I'm just looking over there. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be, Pop, but I'm wondering whether it's Fredlin Montpremier who's getting ready.
It does look like it is Fredlin. I see the 17 jersey being pulled on. Montpremier had the start on Wednesday here in the draw with Las Vegas.
Well, he will certainly give some fresh impetus to the attack. Would probably come on like for like. Montpremier on the right-hand side. Uzo will stay in the number 9 position. Mike Ensign's last substitution, of course. But I don't know if they're going to make it right now, are they? Yeah, I think here he comes now. Yeah.
It'll be at the next opportunity. Because I don't think Prazeres is going to even attempt to try to get back on. So the Roughnecks for a moment are playing with 10. Here's Fresno to the opposite end. That ball was over the line anyway. And now the Roughnecks will be back to full strength with Prazeres still walking off the edge of the field, and that's a long way back around to him. But here's Fredlin Montpremier.
I think if you're a Fresno fan watching in, you would say that the quality of your last ball into the box just hasn't been up to speed. I mean, yes, it was for the goal. Wonderful ball in for Chavez to score the goal in the first half. But apart from that, there's been a few that have gone on top of the net, and a couple have gone for glory into the side netting.
Ellis Hayden's ball is a prime example of that earlier on here in the second half.
I'm sure it'll be talked about. Roughnecks playing with a lot of confidence here with 11 minutes to go.
Communication there with Rogers and Resende. Here's Ensign shouting out directions. Looking down at a few notes in his hand. Trying to find that first win since April 24th. And up until that moment, Dave Saunders, the Roughnecks were kind of the talk of the Western table there in that first month or so of the season. Long way to go here. That one snuffed out by Sheldon.
They really got off to a tremendous start, didn't they? Luca Lobo was knocking in goals like, you know, for fun, and they were top of the league. And
yeah, 5 goals in a hurry. Here's Mom Premier Del Campo to clean it up, or excuse me, Daly. Yeah, set a franchise record for number of goals scored in the first handful of matches, and then from there it dried up.
Montpellier's won a corner here. And I don't think Da Costa will be in any hurry to take it. Here he is trotting across. Well, if the Roughnecks could knock a goal in here, Pop, with 9 minutes to go, what they would give for it now.
Curling there, that was a good ball. Alan Roberts couldn't finish. Kaffa.
I think Brian Reyes has got a claim for the Tulsa Roughnecks man of the match.
I think he has a very good claim for that.
Again, you know, they don't often get the man of the match because they do a lot of the work that nobody really notices and sees. But here he is on the ball. He's just broken things up and played the odd ball.
He may not be the goal scorer, but I don't know if they would actually have the lead if it wasn't for him this evening.
Yeah, really come into his own. He's been a little bit in and out of the side, hasn't he? And he's played at the back as well, but he seems to be favoured in that central role now. And to be, you know, fair to Gzmzt, Resende is playing a little bit ahead of him as well. So they've really taken it to Fresno, who are going to make another substitution. Their last throw of the dice.
Martin keeps it alive. Daly. Back to Kaffa. Ellis Hayden from the corner. About that battle with Matt Rogers. And the referee's going to blow a whistle and point in the direction of a penalty.
And not too many complaints from the Roughneck players. I think they all know. A couple of them talking to the referee now. Reyes is saying, you know, what could the lad do? It would be interesting to see on the replay. Referee, to be fair, great position. You see him there, look. And here we see maybe, I think it's Reyes who treads on his toe. And down he goes. Well, you've seen them given. You've also seen them not given. Now, can Sean Lewis be a hero? As Fresno make their last substitution, Martin's going off there.
Jim Skilfraud.
The very tall figure comes on, and he played in the back three, didn't he, against Colorado? And
well, here's Lewis. Here in the 85th. Penalty given. River backs away now, steps towards it, and sends it over the top of the bar.
Well, the fans have waited a very, very long time for a win, and maybe, just maybe, this might be the kind of luck that the Tulsa Roughnecks have been waiting for. Still a way to go yet. Reyes is still questioning the decision with the referee, but he blasts the ball over the top, and it remains 2-1 to the Roughnecks with 5 minutes of normal time to go.
And that could be the moment. It ends up being the difference maker. And now Reyes wants a piece. Kurimoto.
And the Roughnecks, Pop, won't mind this. They won't mind this now getting a little bit ugly, a little bit broken up, because they just want to see this 5 minutes. Fresno will want the ball at the other end. So the referee showing a yellow card. And the Roughnecks will take their time. They won't mind this at all. There's a bit of a lunge in there. I think it's a correct decision.
Was the foot up a little bit there as well?
I think it's a yellow card. I don't think it warrants any more, and I think he's had a clean game.
Yeah, he has had no other issues previously, and you have to take that into account.
And I think that's what the referee did. I think it's good refereeing. I think he's done well tonight, the referee. So everybody back in a white shirt. The Roughnecks would dearly love a third. 4 minutes to go. Mike Ensian down on his haunches, looking on. And now Toby Uzo's down with cramp. Cyprian Hedrick lending a hand. I think we're going to see a pretty big number on the board at the end here, Popper. I want to say 5, maybe even 6 minutes, because there's been a few stoppages. And the Roughnecks fans just starting to believe with that penalty miss.
DaCosta. Seen better efforts. Kept alive by Resende. And Cochran. Long driven ball. Settled by the goal scorer, Chavez. Mensah keeps it alive. Back to Lewis. Skyward. 88th minute.
Fresno have gone to their more favoured 3 at the back now. So Castillo will play a kind of a wing-back role on the left. Ellis Hayden is pushed way up on the right. Here he is trying to receive the ball now.
Rogers with the touch out of play. Ellis Hayden. Alan Roberts, the defender, got to it first.
Anywhere will do from the Roughnecks' point of view, but they don't want to just keep giving it back, do they? They need Uzo to hold it up here, and he does just that.
Costa running onto it now. Mensah with a chance. And Cochran is there.
Well, Daly there didn't know whether to lunge in and risk a red card. In the end, him and Cochran just about did enough. Mensah just not able to get on the end of that one and kill the game off.
Good look from DaCosta as well. Roberts sends this one out of play.
Yeah, well done DaCosta there, because he threaded that ball through. We can see on the replay, there it is. That's a beautiful one. Then you just see Daly there just kick it against Mensah. Got a bit lucky, did Daly there.
Juan Pablo Caffa, the blast.
Lewis has produced a couple of outstanding saves tonight, and he keeps the Roughnecks in front. Juan Pablo Caffa again, we all know what he can do. Great shot, corner, great end to this game. Still a while to go yet. Here's Caffa's shot from a good 25 yards out. Struck it well. Great save.
Missed clearance there from Resende. And then he hustles back for the nice tackle. We're going to see a rather lengthy number flashed up.
And it doesn't surprise me at all.
Casillas.
You know, we've seen a few Roughnecks players going down with injuries.
And there it is, 6 has been added here. You can feel the tension ratchet up a bit. And that will continue to grow the longer that we play, getting closer to those 6 minutes.
Well, the Roughnecks were so close, as you alluded to in the commentary in Portland. Snatched away at the end. Is it going to happen again? Here's Castillo.
Montpremier tracking him down. Kaffa. This will be a throw in deep. Driven ball from Kaffa. Daly. Roughnecks now have kind of packed it in. There's a ball that sails over the byline.
Well, you can almost feel the frustration in California with the Fresno fans tuning in, because that's been the story of the night a little bit, hasn't it? There's La Union who've stuck with it and seen a penalty miss and are desperate for this win. In 4 minutes' time, they're hoping the whistle will go and they'll see the first victory since April. But that overhit ball from Daly there has just been the story of the night from the Fresno point of view. Still time yet, though. Be a yellow card for Sean Lewis. Or will it be, yeah, yellow card for wasting time? I don't think he'll mind too much, Pop, will he? Gets a few seconds off the clock.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will mind that one.
Well, we've played 2 minutes of the 6, 4 minutes to go.
Also desperately looking for any possession that they can get, because it's been all Fresno here for about the last 10 minutes. And here's exactly what Tulsa was looking for. Uzo was about 4 steps offsides.
Yeah, it might have been better if he'd gone and played the ball there and slowed it down. Here's
Because
Casillas.
quickly, here's Casillas. To be careful here. Ocampo easy for Lewis, and Lewis now will try to take as much time as he can.
Just see here, you got to be careful, but he dove on the ball there a little bit, Casillas. Well, less than 3 minutes left of the 6. And again, the Roughnecks won't mind that at all. Toby Uzo taking one in the back of the head there from the substitute.
Gzmzt will try to help him up in a hurry. Feels like that he's maybe embellishing a bit. You know, Kaffa will have a few words.
Just see it here, I think, yeah, definite foul. Silly foul to give away, to be honest, when you're chasing the game. 2 minutes to go. Uzo's worked hard tonight. Got his goal on Wednesday. Hasn't had an opportunity on goal tonight. He's held the line and he's held it up well, and he's been up against 2 very good defenders.
Played almost 4.5 of the 6. Hedrick looking for Montpremier. Fredlin just looking to keep keep the ball on his foot. Rogers with an unforced error. Casillas. Backheel attempt. Comes Sheldon. Sends it forward. Uzo there.
Advantage played by the referee there. Less than a minute left.
Kaffa trying to direct traffic. Here's Daly. Another driven ball there from Daly, and Daly with his arms outstretched. I think he was wanting some more movement there. That's two now that Daly has had in that same fashion. Lewis puts this one in the air.
The referee takes a look at his watch. It's been a long road for the Roughnecks since April. Brilliant from Uzo, and that could just about do it. And it does.
And that is going to do it. And for the first time since April 24th, a 2-0 win against the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC here at One Oak. The Roughnecks have taken 3 points from the second place team out west in Fresno. And who can blame them for coming together as a team exactly like that and celebrating this moment?
Well, it takes some strength, Pop, doesn't it? I mean, you know, there's been some dark moments where things haven't gone well. They've been hit for 5, they've been hit for 6, they've been hit for 4. The goalkeepers are going to embrace now, because Lewis, don't forget his part that he played tonight. He made a couple of great saves, and that's a great moment just out of his shot there, the two goalkeepers hugging. And, you know, credit the coach who's kept going and going and going. And, you know, Fresno came, they're a good team. They'll bounce back from this, but the moment belongs to the Tulsa Roughnecks, who've got their first win, as you say, since April. And they are coming together as a squad, the coach, everybody. The backroom staff, they're all in this together, because that is a moment of relief, and they can build on this. Remember, 4 points now from this game and Wednesday's game. They can go away from One Oak now and take some pride back to this great Tulsa Roughnecks football club.
We had talked about if they could be in the spoiler position, not quite spoiling, say, the playoff efforts from Fresno, but this is one that will go down as an extremely questionable loss from Fresno in their pursuit of trying to claim that second spot out west, as they're in a dead heat with Reno trying to close it out. And that also ends the 4-game unbeaten streak on the road for Fresno as well. But tonight belongs to the Roughnecks, and it is their story to tell. See some of the fans. There's Allen there holding up the scarf tonight.
Well, and let's not forget the fans, Pop, because they're the ones that have to, you know, keep with it and keep coming back and not giving up on the team, and they're rightly being applauded now by the team. You know, as we said, Fresno will bounce back from this. The Roughnecks have really, this has been a great spirited performance, you know, first and second half. They gave up some possession. There's the fans who've stuck with it. And, you know, amazing. Well done to the Roughnecks.
Wednesday night, the thing that we had mentioned was momentum off of the pitch, with the Kraft family now owning the Tulsa Roughnecks, the direction that they want to move the franchise in. Could that momentum translate, and to take 4 points in 2 matches, given the history of 2019, I think you can absolutely say the momentum has carried over. Here is maybe the goal of the year in USL in 2019.
And well done again to our great camera crew. 2 views there, switching in for Rodrigo da Costa, chesting it down. That's the first bit of skill. Back to goal, giving the keeper no chance to second. Here it is. Look at this. Brings it down here off his chest. That is an amazing piece of skill.
Did you see both hands go to the head of Matt Rogers? He couldn't believe what he just witnessed. Well, an incredible performance tonight by Tulsa. And we'll take a look at the second goal here in just 1 second as they march across the end of the stadium here. And here comes the second goal, and it was that man again, Rodrigo da Costa.
Perfect ball through, perfectly timed run. And a great moment for that lad who had to come off injured in the end, but he played his part tonight as well. But look at this from da Costa. That's great vision. That's great vision. And then the keeper, no chance with that first touch, and a great goal for the Roughnecks, which proved to be the winning goal.
The first goal for Prazeres in a Roughnecks uniform. See there's Sheldon having a chat with the young fan. And this right here was also one of the giant moments of the night.
Well, sometimes in this wonderful game, you need bits of luck. And, you know, whether it was a penalty, whether it wasn't, it was given. And the lad blasts it over the bar. It belongs to the Roughnecks tonight. It just was meant to be that wasn't going to go in the net. And there's Toby Uzo, who must be exhausted. He's still got a smile on his face. But there he is. He's worked so hard tonight. Didn't have one chance on goal, but wow, did he work hard against those 2 tough central defenders. And he's brightly high-fiving the fans who stuck with him. Well done, the Roughnecks. Well done, Toby Uzo.
Well, the Roughnecks will not be back at One Oak until September 21st with Orange County coming to town. That's the rematch of week 2 when the Roughnecks won 5-3 in a wild one out on the West Coast. And it'll be a quick turnaround as well with Orange County and then San Antonio just 4 days later on the 25th. So it'll be a little under a month until we see them back. And up next for the Roughnecks on the road at El Paso and at Rio Grande Valley. And 4 points in the books in 2 matches here as we close out August. For the crew here at One Oak Field, great camera work tonight to everyone and everyone in the booth as well for all of their hard work. Dave, see you back here in a little under a month.
Can't wait. And there's Mike Ensign. Congrats to him and everybody at this fine club.
For Dave Saunders, I'm Jeremy Poplin saying have a good night from downtown Tulsa at One Oak Field, where the Roughnecks prevail over Fresno FC 2-1.
My name's Sean Riley. I'm a practicing chiropractor in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've been fortunate to practice for 19 years, owner-operator of the integrated facility Tulsa Spine and Rehab. This is what sets us apart at Tulsa Spine and Rehab. Integrated care. We have multiple different providers providing multiple different options for multiple different types of conditions. We have a concise treatment plan. What that means is it's not going to be open-ended. We're going to make specific recommendations. We're going to get you feeling better as quickly as we possibly can. And lastly, we're going to get you, the patient, on board with your treatment. What that means is we want to get you involved. We want to get you doing home exercise. We want you modifying activity. And what that means is we're going to try to keep you out of this office. Ultimately, we want to get you moving.
How was school today?
Mrs. Smith, what are you doing?
Recycling.
You can't put plastic bags in the blue recycling cart, but you can recycle this milk jug. You can recycle stuff from all over the house.
You can recycle this empty box.
What about these hangers?
Just aluminum and steel cans, paper and cardboard, plastic bottles and jugs,
Glass bottles and jars.
To learn more, check out TulsaRecycles.com.
In about 8th grade, I realized that my knees really were hurting, and I ended up tearing both of my patellar tendons in several places.
Dr. Stanley and Tulsa Bone and Joint, he gave us all of our options, explained them, and we knew walking out that we were in the best place possible for her. From a mom's perspective, without Dr. Stanley, without his staff, we would not have been able to give her her senior year.
I'm Chad Smith with Becco Contractors. As an employer, we're always worried about new employees coming to the job and not being aware of their surroundings and just not knowing what they're really doing because it's a new job site. So the partnership with Tulsa Tech has really helped us take that worry out of the equation. We know that they're fully trained and ready to go by the time they show up on the job.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League,